Alright, hello and welcome to e-rev's first ever StarCraft 2 match. Casted with me is going to be Devin. Devin, how are you doing?
Doing pretty good. Looking forward to this StarCraft 2 action tonight, as we are going to have Beatus and Psionic here on Scrap Station, which is a very interesting map. Both a T versus T matchup here, so it should be pretty interesting sailing.
Yep, and Beatus being that dark purple and Psionic on that orange. So Terran versus Terran definitely should be a close one on this map. This map is very air heavy, Devin. How do you think air is going to have to do with both their strategy?
Well, I mean, I could see Vikings, you could see Banshees. I mean, you could see a vast amount of things coming out of this. I mean, you might see the Medivac drop. I mean, you never know. I mean, there's so many things you can do in this game and on this map in general.
Yeah, Banshee is also definitely coming to play on this map up, seeing as they're just air-wise, they're only about a second away, so should be a close one, Terran versus Terran. Both, I do believe Terran is the better race on this map, depending on how you play. And it seems Beatus is going to go ahead and throw over that SCV, trying to scout out on Psionic. Psionic throwing down his first barracks. So both these players both playing basically the same here, going up with those barracks, same exact times. So obviously both good Terrans, so this should be a good matchup, Devin. What do you foresee?
Well, it looks like they're putting the same build down right now, as they're both putting their barrack down, both getting their gas, it looks like, as... Oh no, I lied, as Psionic is just getting his gas now. Looks like Beatus might be getting his gas soon. Oh, yeah, but he is getting his gas right now. Sorry about that. But, I mean, same exact build, so, I mean, it's really interesting to see what's going to happen here. As looks like Beatus here is going to try to attack with his SCV, but four of them just gangbang him and just absolutely rape that SCV, so no scouting here for Beatus, obviously.
Yeah, a little bit of scouting out of that SCV for Psionic, though. Good micros by Psionic. And it seems Psionic just going to push out a couple of Marines, nothing special. And as you can see, Beatus has his Marine set to kill that SCV as soon as he spawns, so the Marine running out as fast as he can. Needs to go a little bit faster though, and finally Beatus pulling off his SCV away from Psionic's SCV. We're gonna see if he sits him on that Xel'Naga. Nope, he's gonna bring Psionic's bringing his Marine to sit on it, and Beatus should do the same here, but he's not. I mean, map control is very important in this map, Devin. So do you think that Xel'Naga is really key for playing this matchup?
I mean, I believe so, because really the only way you can get across this map is either all the way walking down, all the way down there by that Xel'Naga, flying across, or you have to go through all the time of breaking up those rocks, which really the quickest way to get there is, I would say, flying across or having to walk there. But now with Psionic here on this Xel'Naga, I mean, it gives them pretty good map control, pretty much the entire half of that map over there. So I mean, great just thinking out here by Psionic here, as he is putting down that factory, as both of them are getting their factories up. So I mean, exact same playstyle here, and they both have their orbital command up, which is pretty key if they do decide to go Banshees.
Yep, and you know, as those factories are going up, also starports coming up for both sides, and so we could see a swap here. The reactor swap, we see it a lot, especially if someone decides to go Vikings. There's a scan that drops onto Psionic's base. Doesn't really actually scouts out pretty good at what he's doing, but everything Psionic's doing, Beatus is doing, so kind of odd scan there. But you know, I want to see some siege tanks come to play here. It looks like he is going to add that tech lab to the factory, Psionic is, so we are going to see some siege tanks. But as for the factory goes, no tech lab, just kind of sitting there alone, but the starport going onto that tech lab. So yep, we could see some Banshees here, which would be a shocker in my opinion. There's coming the attack by Psionic. A couple Marines going down. Hellion, good Hellion micros, is able to get out of that and take down two Marines at once. Very nice Hellion micro by Psionic, and it seems that did do a little bit of damage, Devin. Is that going to come into play later on?
It most definitely could, but I don't understand what Beatus was doing there, as he was pulling his, looked like 5 or 6 SCVs off that mineral line, and I mean, that's definitely going to hurt, I would think. I mean, that's how many minerals you're not getting there every count of the time, and he's pulling more off to try to hit that Hellion there, as I mean, it does not have that much health left, as it only has 6 health left, but it does get out of there just in time. So great scout there by Psionic.
Yeah, saw a lot. I don't think he saw that Banshee though, and it seems he's going to be pushing that Banshee over Beatus is, but it doesn't have cloak, so kind of just a death here. Psionic has 2 Vikings just chilling there. So this Banshee's not going to do anything in my opinion. But just a little bit of the scouting here. He knows he's going Seek, so we're going to see how he counters that one, if he even does. And the Vikings come out of nowhere. They should be able to take this Banshee down with no problem, seeing as it doesn't have any stealth whatsoever. So early game Vikings, you know, like you said, air dominates this matchup. And as you can see, Psionic putting down that sensor tower and missile turret. So no more Banshees for Beatus.
A great thinking by Psionic there, but I mean, I really think Beatus could have done more damage if he might have waited in cloaking ability on that Banshee. I mean, I really think Psionic did not plan on throwing down that sensor tower and missile turret, but I really think he could have done a lot more if he would have had that cloaking.
Alright, sorry about that, having a little bit of dad aggro, but should be alright. Psychonic dropping those Vikings onto to destroy its SCVs. About around 4 SCVs going down for Beatus, and those Marines wipe up on one of those Vikings. So 1 Viking going down out of the 3, and the Hellion just sitting on that Xel'Naga for Psychonic. So Psychonic, in my opinion, is leading this one. He's got the siege tanks, he's got the Vikings, so air and ground seem to go pretty well. But then again, Beatus has those Medivacs, which are now getting repaired because they did take some damage from those Vikings. You know what I thought was really odd is you could repair in air those Medivacs. Didn't know that till not too long ago, but that's pretty cool though.
Yeah, most definitely, and Psionic is the same thing for his Vikings, just repairing them up and getting them ready to go again. But I mean, as you did say, the air is huge, but I mean, the harassment, I mean, clearly is in Psionic's favor. He's easily harassing more, and he's moving that Hellion over towards his natural expansion, so I mean, that's definitely going to play more into map control. I mean, I think you most definitely need map control, especially on this map, with how big it is and how it's kind of hard to get across there, Saline.
Yeah, but the Medivac's now being filled up, so we could see a Medivac drop. Only problem is those 2 Vikings and that missile turret, sensor turret. So I don't think those Medivacs plus that Vikings do anything. And the Medivac's now pushing in. Oh, the Vikings spotting them. Those 2 Vikings doing a lot of damage. Oh, the Medivac barely alive. The 2 Vikings. Oh, Psionic takes down the Medivac before it's done getting all of its men out. So a huge loss there for Beatus. Almost takes the second one. Medivac barely survives with about no health, and the Vikings trying to come around that left side corner. Maybe get this Medivac. Nope, they're gonna go right past it. Weird play style out of Psionic there, but he's gonna rush. Rando's basically gonna scout everything he's doing, and this could be bad for Beatus. But Beatus now, meanwhile, on those rocks, destroying the destructible rocks. The Vikings come around the corner. They don't. Oh, they didn't take the Medivac. Yes, they will. They took both of his Medivacs. That's a huge loss, in my opinion, for Beatus. Devin, what do you think?
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, Beatus has 1 Viking out, but that's nothing to compare to Psionic's 4 Vikings. So I mean, easily great play out of Psionic there, able to take those Medivacs out, and that's gonna deal a huge favor to Beatus here, as he needs to do something. It looks like he might go ground by destroying these rocks. I'm not too sure though.
Yeah, it seems as though Psionic has actually expanded here on his first natural expansion, and Beatus is just starting to build his command center. So now more map control by Psionic, and there goes that army. They're gonna push, but they're gonna meet these siege tanks. I like how well he has those siege tanks set up. Nope, looks like they're just gonna go around. They're not pushing up the breakable rock. Sorry. And as you can see, Psionic's putting a Hellion on that Beatus' natural expansion. They're just waiting for him to drop in so he'll know exactly when that expansion is going up and maybe prevent it. And they're gonna find Psionic's Marine on that Xel'Naga. So a little bit of control coming in for Beatus there, but not enough, unfortunately. He's just gonna put 1 Marine on it. So is this Beatus' time to come back now, or is those siege tanks just too big of a task, Devin?
Siege tanks are just extreme, because I mean, you did see Beatus pull his army back, so I mean, he is not going to attack. I mean, it is wise if you could see what we would see with all these Vikings, with these siege tanks, and a couple Marines. So I mean, most definitely the smart way to go.
Yeah, now he's moving in on those second destructible rocks in the middle, and he's got more Marauders and Marines where that came from. But look at the siege tank setup. Like I said earlier, should be able to destroy any push, and this is a big mistake if Beatus pulls out with this push, and he's gonna go for it. 1 Marine down. Oh, look at all those siege tanks off the line. 1 in the smoke and the bunker. Wow, Beatus just took massive damage, and his economy is not looking so good compared to Psionic's. Look at all those Vikings. Those are definitely going to come to play, Devin. And can Beatus recover from that huge attack?
I believe not. I mean, he does have 2 medivacs out. I mean, he is repairing the little arm he does have, I should say. But I mean, I believe those siege tanks are just going to play too big of a role in this match, and with those Vikings as well. I just do not think Beatus has what it takes to be able to pull this out.
Yeah, if you can see all those Vikings there, definitely a lot. He has about 10 Vikings, Psionic does, and 5 siege tanks, so definitely way ahead of his opponent Beatus here.
Yeah,
the orbital command... I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Alright, the orbital command going on to the natural expansion of Beatus. But there comes the push, Devin. I think this could seal the deal. Look at all those siege tanks.
He's definitely going to push out, and I mean, look at this. I mean, he just let Beatus do his own work for him. I mean, Beatus took out those rocks for him, and now look at, he's going to use it to his advantage and push out. I mean, that's just... Well, I mean, you couldn't ask for anything better right there.
Yep, and the fog right there to cover those siege tanks should do mass amounts of damage to that expansion. And maybe I think he's trying to bait Beatus' army out with those 2 siege tanks, but he's actually hiding 4 in the smoke, and that's exactly what's happening. And look at all that damage. That army is absolutely crumbling in front of Beatus' eyes. It does massive damage, and once maybe a scan goes off or something, he should be able to see that. Oh, the Vikings right over air, just making sure the siege tanks can see that expansion. And wow, good night. And Beatus calls the GG, so a decently played map there, Devin, but you know, Psionic just had the stuff to dish it out.
Yeah, I mean, Psionic played that as good as you could with those siege tanks. I mean, he baited them out perfectly, pulled those Vikings. I mean, he just took it over with those siege tanks.
Yep, and I think that's going to be all for map 1. Stay tuned for map 2, which we're going to meet Steeps of War, so it is going to be Terran vs. Terran once again, Psionic vs. Beatus. So thank you, everyone, for coming out. Alright, hello and welcome to the second map. Beatus vs. Psionic. Once again with me is Devin. So Devin, after that first matchup, do you really think Psionic has what it takes to finish it up?
I think he might be able to close this out. I mean, it's really going to depend on what he does. I mean, if he goes with those siege tanks again, that might be huge. This is a smaller map, which is easier to get across the map, so you never know. You might see Marines, Marauders. I mean, it's really hard to say.
Yep, but while Psionic is that orange and Beatus is that purple once again, like I said earlier, Terran versus Terran, we are on map. Actually, not sure what this map is called. Do you know what it is called, Devin? I didn't check.
It is Steps of War.
Oh yeah, Steps of War. How could I forget? I was just hoping it was Lost Temple. But anyways, so Psionic taking that first one. Beatus wants to show a little bit of revenge, and Beatus playing a little bit different. As you can see, he's going right for that wall instead of not having a wall at all like last time. Do you think that's going to give him a little bit of an advantage on this one, Devin?
It depends, really. I mean, it really depends how Psionic plays this one. I mean, if he gets those siege tanks again, I mean, that wall really is not going to mean anything when he has those siege tanks. So it's just really going to depend on what he does.
Yeah, Psionic, as you could see on the APM board, has more, is better with his micros and macros, but Psionic going up with that, it's not a surprise though, but he's not going for a wall, so the same play as last map, so I think he's very comfortable with his play style, and they're going to meet up once again, passing. Beatus is going to be able to scout his base, harass a little bit, maybe not like last time where he just ran in and kind of died. But with those scouts going out, refineries coming out, what do you expect from Psionic on this matchup, Devin?
Maybe I'm gonna honestly suspect the same exact build he did last time. I mean, it works, so I mean, why not try it again, right? I mean, those Hellions will just do great amount of damage if you can micro them. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, Hellions are a big deal against Terran versus Terran, especially when somebody goes to the wall, because as you know, their flames can just go right past the wall and take out the guys behind it. So it seems Psionic going for that orbital command, and so is Beatus. And now look at Psionic just harassing in his base with that SCV. He's got an SCV following him and an SCV behind him. Very oddly played by Beatus, but that Marine comes out and Psionic's SCV is just about as dead as they get. So he's going to run around, scout as much as possible, sees the double refineries right off the bat. So he obviously knows he's going heavy Vespian. What can he do with Vespian that could counter anything of Psionic?
I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, really, I mean, he could do a little harassment with some Reapers, or I mean, he could just put down the factory, which he's doing, and push out Hellions maybe. I mean, you never really know. I mean, it looks like he's probably just going to be pushing out a couple Marines here to defend against really any early push Psionic decides to do, which it looks like he is doing now, pushing out 2 Marines, possibly.
Yeah, not really pushing this, kind of pumping him out. Yep, he is moving those 2 Marines. My bad. And he also is going up with a 3rd one, and he's got a rally point for his factory on his ramp. So, I mean, I guess Psionic's looking to take it home early in this one. If you do see, he's building a Hellion. So, yep, like you said, Hellion is going to come to play into this one. And there goes the starport right after it, spawning in mules. I really think Psionic's got a better build here. I mean, he's just going too much defense. And as you can see, those Marines wiping up on those Beatus Marines, but only not even able to get one of Beatus Marine. And is he going to pay the consequences for that one?
Possibly is that Hellion just did get in there and did take out 2 of those Marines there. So now it looks like he's just going to do harassment with this Hellion here. As he does have 1 Marine just hanging back there, but he knows not to push that in because it will just get eaten up completely by that Hellion.
Yeah, that Hellion just doing damage to that tech lab. Very odd. The SCV, the 2 SCVs just kind of still in there. They're going lots of barracks. Beatus building the wrong thing. Went to go bunker, but went something else. And look at all this harassment now coming out. The Hellion going down, but so is the Marine. Oh, it does not have what it takes to take him out, and the Hellion spawning up also. So they're both doing the same standard strategy. It's just Psionic he's harassing more. And look, you can see those Vikings going up now, Devin. Vikings were one of his favorite units last game, and Siege Tanks. I think this is going to be the same deal, Devin.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, if it works, I mean, you might as well just stick to it if it works. I mean, did you see that micro he had, though, on that Marine? He got it out of there with just 3 HP left. I mean, that's just great play out of Psionic. As you do see, there's a Viking, a Siege Tank, and 2 Marines going out towards his main base now. So, I mean, just great play coming out of Psionic here in the 2nd map on Steps of War.
Yep, and he's moving out that Siege Tank, double Marine Viking combo. He's also bringing an SCV. Is it to repair that Siege Tank when it's getting hit? That is some smart play out of Psionic, because that's what
he's putting down that missile turret for more range, and that's just so smart out of Psionic there, and just those Siege Tanks, just so much range is ridiculous.
Yeah, really, Beatus has nothing to do about it. He's got those 3 Marines and a Hellion. That can do nothing against the Vikings. And look, as soon as the factory going up, the Vikings all over it. Marines coming in, another Siege Tank. Beatus could kiss this one by, in my opinion. I mean, there is a chance of a comeback if Beatus has the best micro in StarCraft history. And nope, the GG by Beatus. So, Psionic versus Beatus. Psionic wins first 2 maps out of 3. So not very close play. Definitely a new way to look at Terran versus Terran, in my opinion. You know, Psionic really just a great Terran dev.
Most definitely, and thank you for joining us for the best of 3 on Psionic versus Beatus here, and we will definitely be back with some more action here for StarCraft